guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press that like button. Please do subscribe. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 5:46 p.m.
It's 5:46 p.m. here on a Tuesday afternoon. Let's go back to this morning when I took Max out for a walk on the field, and I came back and then I went out to the local co-op. I did. I'm a single woman and I've been using a dating site called Flirt Finder, and I'm looking for a single male around my age, which is 50, to spend some quality time with, have a coffee. Right, I'm not having any success on Flirt Finder, to be honest, not at all. I've tried Zeus, I've tried Facebook dating. It's just best to just take it with a pinch of salt. If the right person comes along, they come along, and if they don't, they don't. Right, so I came back from taking Max for a walk. I phoned my mother yesterday. My mum rang me at 8:30 this morning, and we decided that I would go up there today, and I have. I've just come back from my mum's at Durrell Gardens in Chatham. I don't drive a car. My mum ordered me a taxi. So I went into the co-op this morning, and there was a stand outside with the Dogs Trust on. The Dogs Trust outside the co-op. And that's where that Charlie comes and gets his cat and dog food. The Charlie with the bucket hat. Right? That's where he talked to me and Kim outside the co-op, and he held Kim's hand. So he wasn't hanging around. I went into the co-op store. The guy on the Dogs Trust stand talked to me, and I said, I haven't got my bank details on me. I said, I'll come back later. Adopting a dog from the Dogs Trust. I love dogs. I told the guy on the stand I love dogs. I've got a Chihuahua. So, he was a small Indian man with a moustache. He was about 5'5", Asian, with a big, thick, black moustache. I'm obviously a woman. I can't grow a beard or a moustache. My dad used to have a big handlebar moustache at one time. Derek did. A grey handlebar moustache. My father, who's now dead. I went into the shop and I just wanted to go in and out. I couldn't be bothered to talk to anybody. I was in a rush. It was getting on for 11:30, and my taxi was due at lunchtime, 12 p.m. So I got a few bits. I got a tuna sandwich, I got the newspaper, I got things to take up in case I couldn't have a takeaway, a Scotch egg, some drink and some bottles of water, because it's really, really hot. It's been stifling hot outside. People have been fainting in this weather. It's no joke. So, I came out of the co-op, I walked down Corey's Road, Glenn came out and then shut the door as I was going past. Another guy shut the door as I was going past, and I thought, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just going to walk down the road. This is the road where I live. I'm not going to go around the back and hide myself. Walked into my flat, and I just came into my flat and waited for the taxi to arrive that my mum said she was going to order for lunchtime, midday. On the field was the lady next door called Trudy, with a sausage dog, which is another word for a dash hound, and she's got long black hair in a ponytail. So she was walking on the field the same time that I usually walk the dog. There was Trudy walking around the field. The builders were building. And there was another woman like Trudy walking two dogs, and I just walked my dog peacefully this morning. But it is extremely hot, and my dog is very tiny. He's a Chihuahua. He's smaller than a dash hound. He's tiny. He's smaller than my cat. If you compare my cats to Max, he's smaller than a cat. Which is handy for me because I can just pick him up, and if I need something in the co-op, I can just go in there with him under my arm. I've got Diet Coke from the takeaway place. Diet Coke. So the taxi arrived and he parked outside Foley Apartments. He parked right down the bottom. There's a woman there, she's about 60, she wears a hat as well, and she wears a backpack, and she goes into Strood, the same as me, but she's about 10, 15 years older than me, with dyed ginger hair. And she lives at Foley Apartments. So the taxi had parked all the way down there. I had a bag of washing, my backpack, ran down the road before it took off. He pulled the window down. I said, you've parked in the wrong place. I said, I live at Biggs Apartments, not Foley. He said, oh. Got in the back of the taxi, nice Asian man. Guess what? He was talking to someone hands-free on his phone. He was subscribing to broadband over the phone while he was driving. No word of a lie, it sounded like that Scottish woman Rachel on the phone talking to him. He said, yes darling, to the woman over the phone. Yes darling. She sounded like that Rachel that orders those pizzas and takeaways to my address. And he was subscribing to broadband, I'm not lying, whilst he was in the taxi driving. I asked, can I pull the window down? It's hot. I pulled the window down and he stopped talking. As we got to Rochester railway station, the call terminated. He drove me up to my mum's at Durrell Gardens. Remember, my mum had said to the taxi driver, get Ginestra there safely. And he was using his phone, hands-free, but it still distracts, doesn't it, when you're driving, taking phone calls. My mum was waiting at the door, my mum Jennifer, in her jeans rolled up and a low-cut purple top, very low-cut purple top, and a pair of rolled up jeans. And she gave me the money to pay the taxi driver. He said thank you, drove off. I went into my mum's flat where she lives alone since my father Derek died in 2021 and I'm her daughter, and I sat down. There was no sign of any neighbours. I didn't see Sue, I didn't see Veronica, I didn't see Karen or anybody else in the near vicinity, or the woman with the dog that's recently moved into Durrell Gardens. I saw nobody. I got into my mum's flat and she started talking about me copying her again, me trying to be my mum. So after half an hour, I said, Mum, I'm going out. I didn't shout, I didn't get angry, I didn't bugger off. I said, Mum, I'm going out. And I went to the shops in Chatham, in the Upper Luton part of Chatham where the Hen and Chickens pub is. I went and had a walk down there. I didn't take the camera out. I don't live in Chatham, I live in Rochester. So there are no photos of Chatham because I don't live there. So basically, I went down the road, passing the car wash place, into the Afro-Caribbean shop where there's a nice Nigerian African lady in there, and she knows me from visiting my mum several times before. I don't very often go out round my mum's because I feel like I'm trapped in there with both doors locked. So I actually got myself out of my mum's flat, walked into the Afro-Caribbean shop, and I'm going to show you what I've got. Very nice lady in there. Very nice indeed. I gave the Afro-Caribbean lady my phone number because I want to start going to church. I went to She Knows the People in KICC Church. and I said, do you know if the shuttle bus is coming back? Because I stopped going to church when COVID happened. I said, do you know if the shuttle bus is still going into Wickes car park to take me to KICC church? She said she was going to get hold of someone and text me later on, because I'm going to start going to church on a Sunday to get myself out and mixing with other people rather than staying in here rotting to death. This is what I bought in the Afro-Caribbean shop. Daz, whites and colours, washing powder. Eventually I hope to get my washing machine mended so my poor mum doesn't have to use her washing machine to do my clothes in. Someone broke it. Comfort, $1.99. Detergent. Of course I love my balloons, so we've got 25 value balloons. We've got a Yazoo drink. We've got some Opelia candles, tea light candles, Opelia. And we've got some fruit jellies. Fruit jellies. And I got some lip gel with vitamin E, clear lip gel, especially in this summer weather. You don't want to get covered in lipstick everywhere that melts. Clear lip gel. Do you know what? I've been taking someone's advice and it's working. Don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, what they're doing, and just go out, regardless. And I did today. I got out. All in a blue plastic bag. I've signed up to the Dogs Trust as well. I've signed up to the Dogs Trust because I like to give to charity. No one can accuse me of being greedy. I also popped up to the what used to be the mini market in Chatham, and I got some Turkish Delight. Look at those, don't they? Fruit flavoured Turkish Delight. They look delicious. We got some lemon fairy liquid, lemon. We got some caramel coffee, Nescafe 3-in-1 caramel. We got a clipper lighter, because I like tea candles and incense sticks. I don't smoke. And Huggies baby wipes, not because I've got a baby, but because it gets hot, and using a baby wipe over your face when you're sweating on the field cools you down, right? I also got a Magnum mint choc lolly. I came out of the mini market, and my son used to live near the shops in the Upper Luton Road. He lived there briefly for a few months. There were two lads where my son used to live, two young lads, and as I was crossing over the road, I heard one of them say, "You dirty git, you dirty git." And a git is a man. A git is referred to as a man. So as I came out of the shop, someone said, "You dirty git," to his mate. Two blokes living together. I live on my own. I proceeded to walk back to my mum's. I was starting to get a little bit pissed off, and there was a group of workmen, one in a bucket hat like Charlie's, sweeping the pavement right in front of my feet. He had a bucket hat like that man that approached me on the Rochester Riverside field, and they were sweeping in front of me as I was walking up the path. I just calmly walked past them, and I walked back home to my mother, who was sat in her flat at Durrell Gardens, and she opened the door and I went in there. She'd already been talking about my dad Derek hitting her and abusing her, and I'm not Derek, I'm Jennifer's daughter. She was talking about my dad as I was leaving the flat to go out to the shops. I just let my mum talk. She was talking about me, saying things about me for hours. She was talking about my dad, she was talking about me, and I went, no, carry on, let it all out. I'm not retaliating anymore. They're just not worth it trying to provoke me. It's just not worth it. I heard it. And then I thought, yeah, you're going to get up, you're going to get stressed, you're going to get fucking upset, and you're going to give yourself a heart attack. Don't listen to it. And I actually shut my ear. I shut my left ear to what my mum was saying. I just blocked it out. I don't even know what she actually said. She said 2 things about me, and I heard it, and it's just gone out of my head. I can't even bloody remember, but she was talking about me, just over by the table by the window. She was talking about me. Not very nice things either. And I just let it go in one ear and out the other, because you've got to understand that she has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, with paranoid delusions. She's an elderly woman, and I'm not going to retaliate to a woman that's nearly 80. She was talking about Ben, her mental health worker, who was an Asian man. She accused me of trying to copy her. I'm not copying my mother, I'm a person in my own right. It was driving me crazy. My mum held on to my washing for 2 or 3 hours, and I wanted to hang it out on her line to get it dry, and she put it in the washing machine late, and it came out just as I was due to go home. So I put the washing that my mum washed on my balcony. It's all wet. It's wet. So I actually went out of that flat of my own volition, and I did what I wanted to do. Whilst, you know, you've got the extras behaving like animals, walking down the street doing stupid things, trying to annoy you, trying to irritate, trying to provoke, getting in my way, saying things that hurt me behind my back. And I didn't lose my temper once. And you could say that Charlie is a dirty git for touching me. I came back into my mum's flat, I ate the lolly, and my mum said, would you like a takeaway? And of course I'm going to have a takeaway. And the Mexican leaflet again, no answer. She said the line's clicking. So this number on this takeaway leaflet is wrong. It's either printed wrong or they're not answering. So we ordered from Super Pizza. And I've had a takeaway. Look, there's takeaway leaflets all inside Big's apartments on the floor. Big's apartments, there's takeaway leaflets all over the floor. These are some of the chicken bites. So I've had a takeaway, I've eaten. I've had a whole tub of strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Very nice it was too, a whole tub. My mum Jennifer said she wasn't fat. See what that's done to provoke you. Jennifer isn't fat, she said to me. She went outside Durrell Gardens and she started talking to herself. And there was nobody in sight, not one person, no one. On the way up in the taxi, a guy opened a can very near the taxi window where I was sat, and it was my mum that was put in hospital in 1993. It wasn't me. In 1993 I was married to Dave and I was living in Gloucester. And I had all my kids then, before they were taken away from me. 1993 I was married. I hadn't had a child yet. I was living with my husband in Gloucestershire in 1993 when my mum was taken to All Saints Hospital and stayed in there for 3 weeks. Right, I'll do another video in a minute because there's a lot to say here, a lot.